Hello everyone, Douglas Ducote here. Hope that everyone is having a great day. Today is the day. Donald Trump will be having his first State of the Union address. And boy, is there a lot to talk about there. And we're going to get right on that. But first I want to say that I appreciate all the comments and those that are viewing my videos, liking my videos. It says a lot, and it says that I'm doing a good deed, and I hope that you continue to follow me on Facebook and watch my other videos as well. I get a lot of messages, and one of the messages that I get a lot of is people talk about my coffee cup and how great this mug is. Yes, it is a shape of a grenade. And I get asked a lot, what type of coffee do I drink? Well, let me be honest with you. It's not actually coffee. It's Jack Daniel's Old No. 7 Tennessee whiskey. Just kidding. I actually drink community coffee. It's a coffee that's made here in Louisiana. And it's really good. It's pretty strong. Supposedly it puts hair back on your head. I've been drinking it since I was a little kid, and yeah, I don't think it's working. Anyhow, Jack Daniel's is for later on at night, and when I just cannot handle the liberals and Democrats anymore. Okay, let's get right on it. Let's talk about the State of the Union address tonight. And the biggest thing I'd like to talk about is those that are not attending, those that will be boycotting tonight's State of the Union, those that are anti-American, far-left, liberal nut jobs. All right? So if you're from any of these states, I'm fixing to name off with these people, and they happen to be in your district, feel free to go to their Facebook page and leave a nice little comment for them, and their website, send them an email, hell, call their office. Let's start with Democrat, Illinois, Jan, and I'm going to butcher this, but I don't care, Schakowsky, S-C-H-A-K-O-W-S-K-Y, who also ditched Trump's inauguration last year. She announced in a statement on Friday, I refuse to normalize President Donald Trump and his loathsome language and actions. Trump has disrespected millions and millions of Americans and the presidency itself. Wonderful. Democrat, Florida. Here's a shocker. Frederica Wilson. Going to the State of the Union would be to honor the president, and I don't think he deserves to be honored at this time. It would be hypocritical to attend the State of the Union address after the president's racist remarks about shithole countries. Oh, Frederica. John Lewis, oh, that's another shocker right there. Democrat, Georgia. I cannot, in all good conscience, be in a room with what he has said about so many Americans and shithole countries. I tell you what, John Lewis and Frederica Wilson, why don't you go visit some of those shithole countries? Why don't you vacation there? See how well you like it. Bet you'll be coming back calling them shithole countries. Maxine Waters, now that's a shocker. Oh, Maxine's not going to show up. Democrat, California. I will not be attending Trump's State of the Union speech after his vulgar statement about African American countries. Why would I take my time to go and sit and listen to a liar? He does not deserve my attention. Oh, Maxine. Poor Maxine. I could do a whole program on Maxine Waters. All right. Here's another one I'm going to probably butcher. Mr. Earl Blumenauer, Blumenauer, Democrat, Oregon. Rather than listening to another destructive, divisive speech by Trump, I will not attend this year's annual address to Congress. Hearing from my constituents and working together to protect our values and advance policies that actually strengthen our communities is a more productive use of my time. What the hell did I just read? Instead, we'll send an Oregon dreamer to the speech in his place to remind Trump that these are real people with families and jobs who are vital to our communities. They deserve certainty and protection. He's going to send illegal aliens in his place. Gregory Meeks, Democrat, New York. Trump does not respect me or the communities I represent, so I cannot in good conscience sit idle on the House floor and listen to his scripted speech. Danny Davis, Democrat, Illinois. I cannot in good conscience stand silently and watch generations of struggle for equal rights, for civil, human, and voting rights, for the rights of women, for social and economic justice be undone from the highest office in the land. Danny, did you just crawl out from underneath a freaking rock for the past 50 years? There's absolutely no merit behind anything that you said. Oh, Bobby Rush, Democrat, Illinois. Oh, Bobby. This has been the most chaotic, divisive, and incompetent first year of any administration, and I will not sit and watch as Trump pretends that he's off to a successful start. He's not. Trump's presidency was built on racism, stupidity, and lies. And you're from a freaking planet far, far away. Okay, here's another one I'm going to screw up, and I don't care. Pramila Jayapal, Democrat, Washington. My analyst, oh, sure, this is good. My analyst is that my highest contribution in these extraordinary times and circumstances where President Trump is himself breaking all established precedents to serve very narrow and self-serving interests is to stand up to declare that I profoundly disagree with his approach and his unacceptable behavior. I'm so glad you cleared that up. One other person that won't be attending is Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Supreme Court Judge. Scheduling conflicts. Well, she said a lot of negative things in the past year about our president, and I don't think scheduling conflicts is why she ain't going to be there. So, oh, Ruth, why don't you just come out and tell it like it is? Also not attending, oh, I'm sorry. That's all that won't be attending that we know of. But here's a kicker. Nancy Pelosi and Bill Foster, both Democrats, plan to bring illegal immigrants and dreamers as their guest. Now, everyone is entitled to bring guests, to include the president himself. And here we have Bill Foster, Nancy Pelosi, and who was it we had coming from, let's see, where was it? Gregory meets sending illegal immigrants. Now, let's talk about the guest that Donald Trump's going to be bringing. Donald Trump's guest will be Corey Adams. He's a welder in Dayton, Ohio, who plans to invest his extra savings from the tax overhaul plan into his daughter's education fund. Elizabeth Alvarado and Robert Mickens, the parents of Nessa Mickens and Evelyn Rodriguez and Freddie Cuvas, the parents of Kayla Cuvas. Nessa and Kayla's 2016 slaying was attributed to MS-13 gang, which is Trump has vowed to root out. Retired Corporal Matthew Bradford, who stepped on a roadside bomb in 2007 while deployed in Iraq. He was blind and lost his legs. After surgery, he re-enlisted in the Marine Corps, becoming the first blind double amputee to do so. That's an American patriot. John Bridges, founder of the Cajun Navy, a nonprofit rescue and recovery group that provided aid to people in Texas affected by Hurricane Harvey. And they also did the same thing for Louisiana. And we salute the Cajun Navy. Dan Dahlberg, a Southern California firefighter who saved 62 children and staff members from a wildfire that encircled their camp. Officer Ryan Holtz, a policeman in Albuquerque, New Mexico, who with his wife adopted a baby from parents who suffered from opium addiction. Ashley Leopard, a Coast Guard technician who rescued dozens of people during last year's storms. Casino C.J. Martinez, a supervisory special agent for Immigrations and Customs Enforcement Homeland Security Investigations Units, whose investigations have led to more than 100 of MS-13 gang members being arrested. Staff Sergeant Justin Peck, a soldier credited with saving the life of Chief Petty Officer Keaton Stacy after a roadside bomb exploded in Syria in November. Preston Sharp, who launched the flag and flower challenge to decorate the graves of fallen soldiers. And last, Steve Staub and Sandy Keplinger, the owners of a Dayton, Ohio manufacturing company that gave their employees a larger than expected Christmas bonus after the GOP tax law was enacted. So Trump has American patriots as his guest, and Democrats are bringing illegal aliens to turn the State of the Union into a freaking zoo, into a circus. I say added to Trump's list should be ICE agents. And while we're at it, let's have some Border Patrol agents. And when the State of the Union's over with and these Democrats come walking out with their wonderful illegal aliens at their side, arrest their ass, and then arrest Nancy Pelosi and her Democrat friends that brought them there for harboring illegal aliens. Haha, that's a plan. Love to see that go into motion. All right, enough of that. State of the Union's tonight. Hope we all watch it. I know I will. Excuse me. FBI. Let's talk about the FBI and the Justice Department. Man, if you haven't heard what's happening in the last 48 hours, 72 hours really, let me put it to you like this. The noose Hillary Clinton is tightening around your life. If you haven't felt it yet, and I'm sure you have, it is my personal belief that in 2018, your ass is finally going to be indicted and brought up on charges. Now, the House Intelligence Committee voted Monday to make public a surveillance memo that will prove the Obama administration and Hillary Clinton worked with high-ranking members of the DOJ and FBI to spy illegally on then-candidate Donald Trump. Now, remember how Donald Trump was saying all along that he had information leaked to him, that he was being spied on, that the Trump Towers was being monitored? Now we're finding out that it wasn't a conspiracy theory after all. And the Democrats that have viewed this memo on that Intelligence Committee all voted not to have it released because they know the damage it's fixing to do to the Democrat Party and to their God-worshiping Hillary Clinton. They can't do no wrong. The memo addresses whether the FBI relied, at least in part, on the unverified anti-Trump dozer, paid for particularly by Democrats and the Clinton campaign during the 26th presidential election, to apply for a surveillance warrant, purportedly on then Trump and his advisor Carter Page. This would have been under the leadership and approval of FBI Director James Comey, who Trump fired, the head FBI guy. He knew what was in this memo. He knew what they were doing. Now the Democrats on the Intel Committee don't want the memo released to the public, saying it would be extraordinarily reckless and could harm national security and ongoing investigations. Bullshit. This is a cover of the ass of Hillary Clinton. That's all you guys want to do. Because she's going down. And a bunch of people are going with her. On Sunday, FBI Director Christopher Wray went to the Capitol to view this 4-page memo himself. Then he left that meeting at the White House, or at the Capitol, and he met with FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe, who then resigned yesterday. Now, you couldn't make that shit up if you tried. Then we have FBI's Peter Stoltz and Lisa Page. Text messages ordered released to Congress. They get them. We already talked about this in a previous video 2 weeks ago. And lo and behold, while they are working on the Mueller-Trump collusion bullshit that doesn't exist, they are plotting against Trump during the election and after the election. These text messages, their words, their text messages, show their hatred for Trump and how they do not want him to become the President of the United States and what can be done to stop him. And who do they refer to? Or who are they referring to in the text messages? FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe, who was in on it. And they also talk about the tinfoil hat theory that MSNBC and CNN says existed. It's just total made up in the Republicans' head. The secret society that has been talked about for years that's in Washington, D.C. That's their words, not mine, not some other Republican or conservatives, not Donald Trump's words. They text this to each other, talking about the secret society and getting together and meeting. And the last thing I'd like to share with you today is about a teacher. About a teacher in California. If you haven't heard this yet, it's going to make your blood boil. California El Rancho High history teacher Gregory, I'm going to butcher the shit out of this too, and I don't care, Salcido, S-A-L-C-I-D-O, who also, by the way, serves as an elected Pico Rivera city councilman and was once mayor, was videotaped by one of his students when he started chastising another student for wearing a shirt to school that said United States Marine Corps on it. This student quickly pulled out his cell phone and recorded what this guy had to say. And he said, and I quote, and Google it, it's out there for you to see yourself. In fact, I recommend everybody Google anything I have to say on any of my videos. It's there. He said, think about people you know who are over there. And he's talking about serving in the military. Your freaking stupid Uncle Louie or whatever. They're dumb shits. They're not high-level bankers. They're not academy people. They're not intellectual people. They're the freaking lowest of our low. And another thing, we don't allow pimps to come into the school, so why do we allow military recruiters? That's how this California high school history teacher feels about the United States military. The video went viral. Been over 1 million views. It'll probably be 2 million before the day's up. Which then got a response from the district superintendent, Carling Aguilar Fort. Notice how there's a lot of Hispanic names in California. Said that he had not spoken to Salcido because the teacher was out of town. But he did say he would be disciplined. How about fired and never allowed to work around students again? That's a start. Then the teacher goes on Facebook while he's on his vacation and says, we just got out of an excellent musical. The band's arrived. I turned my phone back on to unexpectedly see a storm. I don't think it's wise for me to make any specific comments, but I want my friends, family, and students to know we are fine and we respect the rights of free expression for all individuals. It is also, let's note, that in 2010, this same teacher was accused by a parent of making inappropriate comments about race to his summer school class, which he denied, but he was suspended for an entire year. Folks, that's the news today as we move up towards this, the president's speech tonight. I hope that those of you that follow me will continue to do so via YouTube. I thank you. I thank you for your support. I thank you for your comments and your likes. God bless our men and women in uniform, our law enforcement officers, our first responders, our veterans, their families. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. I'm Doug Ducote, and I'm out. Hope you all have a blessed day.